Every day I see good people who have made mistakes. A run-in with the law doesn't mean that your world will fall apart. I'm attorney Justin Stovall, and at Stovall & Associates, we believe that everyone deserves honest and competent legal help in times of crisis. With offices in Las Vegas and Pahrump, high-quality legal help is always close to home. Know your rights and call today for your free legal consultation. Stovall & Associates, good lawyers for good people.
Court Reporter with Stovall & Associates.
Hi, we're back with Stovall & Associates, our court reporter, political discussion tonight with Brian Kunzi. This is our last segment, and we're finally going to start talking about the politics here. So anyway, district attorney's race this year. You made it through the primary, fairly easy for you. Now we're going into the general. You do have a strong candidate you're running against in the Republican Party. You're running on the Democratic ticket. That poses a challenge, being that this is a fairly conservative county.
That's probably the biggest worry that I've had is, trying to deal with that issue of being a Democrat in a Republican-dominated county. Although, when you talk about conservative, I always laugh that there's a big difference between a Nevada Democrat and a Massachusetts Democrat.
I agree.
This is an extremely conservative state, and even most Democrats are conservative. And so, partly the thing is that, one, I really don't believe this position should be politicized. Mm-hmm. I think you can't run the district attorney's office effectively if you're looking at the politics of it. In all honesty, I think it should be a nonpartisan race. Is
it a worry to you that maybe there's some type of polarization by having you being attributed to a certain ticket and therefore not being able to serve the constituency the right way? Or
I don't know. To me, the thing is that I just hope that people aren't looking at this from the standpoint of, Republican versus Democratic. Instead of let's look at the issues and who's best qualified to run the job, who's got the right character to run the job. Mm-hmm. To me that's more important because I think we're getting wrapped up in this national politics, and that's what I'm probably more afraid of. Mm-hmm. We're getting wrapped up in this national politics, and I don't think that has anything to do with how I prosecute crimes in Nye County or how I represent, the county commissioners as their legal advisor. We don't have to get wrapped up into the dialogue, and we're getting so polarized
right.
that we really can't come to any resolution, and I just don't think that is the way we should handle the local matters. Mm-hmm. Because again, I just don't know that you can really identify for me a political question when it comes to handling how the DA's office
how is it
is
relevant
run.
where your politics
are. I'm not prosecuting somebody based on their political party.
That would probably be a good thing to stick to.
And that's the way it should.
Right.
It shouldn't be that way.
Okay, so in this county, whether you believe it to be or not, the district attorney right now is a very political position. If elected, how would that change?
Well, I think it changes just based on how you do the job. I think people are going to find that I'm not political. I want to do the right thing. That's probably my first goal. Mm-hmm. I think I've lived here for 12 years. I've raised my family here, and I think one of the things that kind of has been a problem for me is you always kind of hear, well, this is the way we do it in Pahrump, or this is the way we do it in Nye County.
Right.
And I think that's why we've gotten into some of the problems that we've gotten into. Mm-hmm. I think what we have to do is, what's the right way of do it? Let's try to do it right. And it's easy to do it the right way. Let's follow the law. Let's try to do it the way the law says you're supposed to do it.
Strict interpretation.
And not, try to play games and cut corners and do these type of things that I think ultimately cost you in the long run.
Right. I agreed. For instance, we're seeing, in the primary we saw of conflict between the sheriff's office and the district attorney's office, it being highly politicized and covered by such extensive coverage by the media, and myself included. I'm completely involved with covering these issues. Is that something that you think is detrimental to both the sheriff's office and the district attorney's office?
It's to me, it's devastating to the county,
right?
Because the system doesn't work. You look at these, Law and Order TV program
Right.
that shows the police side and the prosecution side. Neither side can work if they're not working together. And partly I believe that, I've been a prosecutor for 15 years. Beyond that, I've just got an enormous amount of jury trial experience so that I know that I can be an effective mentor, teacher, be able to supervise the attorneys. But more than that, I think I can come in with some credibility that I can sit down with the sheriff's office, and I've already sat down with the sheriff's office. I've had a lot of discussions with their upper management people to try to figure out what the issues are between the sheriff's office and the DA's office. And I'm very confident that based on our discussions that we can work through those issues so that they know what we need to prosecute a case, and you just can't snipe back and forth.
Right.
Neither side can do that.
Right.
If you start blaming the sheriff's office and they turn around and start blaming the DA's office, then we're right back to where we were before. And I don't care about those.
Right.
To me, the whole thing is I want to do a successful prosecution. I want to go to the sheriff's office and tell them what we need to do a successful prosecution. And to me, if you have that open dialogue and communication, they know why we're doing what we're doing. They understand what we need. I think we can work through these barriers and we won't have that infighting.
Okay, so that's one break fix. What else are you looking at right now as far as the district attorney's office that makes you say, I think I might do that a little different?
Well, I think one of the main things is right now the cases, you're really getting bogged down in the system. And when I talk to attorneys, offers aren't being made. They're being made very late. We're waiting till the day of trial. I think we have to get the thing started very quickly. I want a very efficient system. And I guess partly I have the capabilities of having been in Clark County for several years. They move things.
Right.
So to me the whole thing is get the cases settled that can be settled. The easy cases, get them out of the system and get them out within weeks of the case being filed.
Right.
Then you can concentrate on the cases that need to go to trial against these people that are the bad characters that need to be dealt with. And so let's get the garbage out and concentrate on the cases that we need to.
So it's kind of you also embracing the administration role of saying the processes could be better.
Absolutely. I think there's no question about the fact that, and again, I hope that I can bring to the table my 15 years of prosecution experience and know how to get these cases moving.
Just as a comparison quickly before we run out of time here, you're overseeing 2 different units in the Attorney General's office. How large are those 2 units as compared to what you'd be running in the District Attorney's office?
Well, in some respects, about the same. In other respects, much bigger. I mean, I have offices in Reno and Las Vegas. I have 19 investigators. I have 5 attorneys, so that's less attorneys, but bigger staff.
Bigger staff.
I manage about a $5 million budget right now. So.
Gotcha. So this is well within. Unfortunately, again, Mr. Kunzi, thanks for being on. We ran out of time, and we'll definitely have you back on again. So good luck to you in your campaign.
I appreciate it, Mike.
And, if you want to get a hold of Brian, what's the best way to do it?
Actually, you can contact me, email actually what I would recommend is hit my website, briankunzi.com, www.briankunzi.com. There's a tag there that will allow you to send me an email, or it has my phone information. That's probably the easiest way instead of just trying to give it out over the television. But
yeah, exactly. And some volunteers? You need some volunteers for the candidate?
Always can use volunteers.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for watching tonight. We'll be back next week, 6 o'clock, right here on Channel 41. See you then. Thanks.
Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates.